You all, सबको हार्दिक वेलकम एंड आज हम 5:30 बजे शुरू कर रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ सम वेरियस प्रैक्टिकल डिफ़िकल्टीज. So I hope most of you are able to join in. I hope in the WhatsApp group also the revised timing was mentioned, so I hope people will be able to join. So let me just go through a quick, not a recap, because recap I guess is not required for this group now. But we were on the subject of karaoke tracks and small karaoke equipment and all of that. So so just to bring that subject up to speed so that everybody becomes updated, there are channels. YouTube में काफ़ी हैं. I don't want to name any particular channel because then it will look like as if I am promoting it. So it's not correct because the program is also going live and it's being recorded. So it's not fair on my part. It's not ethical on my part to recommend any particular name. But as was mentioned, हमारे जो WhatsApp group हैं वहाँ पे we can freely exchange the information. I can provide you all the information. In fact, Mr. Sriram Iyengar just now mentioned also one more person who is giving, providing good quality tracks and things like that. So we'll get some more details from him and things like that. There is a gentleman in Bangalore, I understand. Okay. So there are a lot of individuals, there are groups who provide karaoke tracks. Many of them are good. In fact, thanks to technology improving day by day, आजकल जो tracks अभी मिल रहे हैं, यानी those which are more recent origin, produced or created 6 months back, etc., they are of distinct higher quality than those published, let's say 2, 3, 4 years back, etc. So some of them are really good, and I think the technology is coming in to help to do that. And we also mentioned that we should also not go purely by the track, because then sometimes many tracks, the wordings, the lyrics are not always correct or 100% correct, and sometimes the what do you call, the beginning or the end is truncated because for meeting some length requirements, they may probably cut a little bit from the front and cut a little bit from the back, and with the result we may not get the full track and so on. Okay, so we should be we should experiment. यानी 3-4 ट्रैक प्ले करके देखना चाहिए, so that we can then choose the one which is according to us sounding more nearer to the original and so on and so forth. But like my good old friend Mr. Raja, who also will be present today, like he mentioned, I think he mentioned in passing that some of the track makers, they purposely give a small defect or a wrong positioning so that then it doesn't get into the copyright issues and so on. So maybe it is deliberate also. I am not trying to take their sides or anything, but I am just trying to give you the facts. Okay. The third point that I want to mention with regard to karaoke is that there are, again, I cannot name them, but I can certainly, also, some of you may be already knowing, there are some free, what shall I say, free apps and free softwares which don't occupy too much of a file size in your laptop, which you can download and keep. It is a free downloaded software with the help of which you can reduce or increase the scale, the shruti or the scale or the pitch of the song to suit your requirement. You can also reduce the tempo. It is going a little fast for you, you want to make it a little slow for your comfort, that also can be done, right? But like a Puritan, like a typical Puritan kind of a view, I would say that we should not dabble, we should not tinker with the original pitch and with the original tempo, right? Because if a song like Dil Ka Bhavar has to go at a certain pitch, it has to go at a certain tempo, it has to go at a certain tempo, right? You cannot slow it down because then it will look unnatural, it will lose out on its essence, right? So that is very important, and as good professionals to be, professionals in the making, we must not really tinker with the scale and the tempo. But having said that, if you are comfortable, because that is now more suiting to your level of the voice and your comfort level, etc., then go ahead. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Nobody is going to crucify you for that, or nobody is going to punish you for it. But when you sing it in an audience, when you sing it in a program, connoisseurs will immediately say, अरे इसका tempo बदल दिया रे इसने, or they will say, अरे इसका pitch तो ये नहीं है, कुछ और ही है, and so they will say, अरे मजा नहीं आया यार, कुछ मजा नहीं आया इस गाने में, right? So that we don't want our audience to think. Okay. The next point is that well, there are portals and portals which are available. Many of them are free, some of them are paid. But anyway, since there are only 2 or 3 major, I don't mind naming them. Smule was the forerunner, you can say, but after that Star Singer came. Star Singer is still free, I hope. Smule is paid, you have a VIP membership and all of that, and if you don't pay also, you can just sing along the duets. You can go as a co-singer to any of the existing Smule subscribers. No doubt they both are very popular, and the tracks are exceptionally good. And there are a few of the participants here itself who have written to me saying that, sir, even from Smule you can download, don't worry, even from Star Singer you can download, and all that. Anyway, so that is good, right? And so there are portals with the help of which you don't have to get into the trouble of downloading tracks and saving the track on your laptop and all that. You can straight away go to Smule, subscribe, and then start singing. Meragana.com is also one such where you can pay, and earlier it was impossible to download those tracks, but today I understand many of them say, nahi, apne ko shortcut jugaad pata hai mere ko, I can do this jugaad, and so I can download Meragana.com tracks also. And Meragana.com tracks are good, are also good, but not all the such portals are good for all the tracks. Yani some tracks are very good with Smule, some tracks are very good with Meragana.com, and some tracks are obviously very good with Star Singer. Okay, and some tracks, all of them may be good. Maybe some very, very, very popular songs, all of them may be good. Okay, so now as one of the pioneers of Chennai in karaoke singing, and to tell you a little about the first karaoke machine that came along for sale in India, of course this was from Malaysia, is that one second, I have just got to adjust my earphone and all of that, right? 1 second. So here is the, 1 second. I normally use a headphone, but okay. So here is this first equipment. I have preserved it because after some time it will get some antique value. This is called Magic Sing, right? So it has got the numbers on the keypad here, which is visible. I hope it is visible. The keypad has got numbers punched on it, so you can use this guide. You can use this guide. Sir, can you please put your audio off, sir, please? Thank you. So this is the guide, okay? And this guide is a reference book. It is there. There are songs in English, Gujarati, Malayalam, Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, and all that. But of course, the majority are in English and Hindi. So this is the guidebook for these two. So if you have these two, and if you connect it to the TV with the help of these colored 3 pins. These 3 colored pins, I hope the color is visible. I'll show it in the light. Yeah, I think it is visible, right? These 3 colored pins, right? You can then plug it onto your TV and you're ready to go. Bus. So earlier I used to do programs, even for friends, even for parties, even for private music groups, mehfils, etc. Telling them that all that I require is a good TV. Today you have TV with fantastic sound systems. Right, you have a Sony TV with beautiful acoustic speakers, and you can also add on some more speakers to your TV, so that then it becomes a sound system, and you plug in your karaoke Magic Sing and you are ready to go. But the biggest problem with Magic Sing was that the tracks are not very good, right? Very few songs are exceptionally good. I still remember the song from Barsat Ki Raat, Mohammad Rafi's Zindagi Bhar Nahi Bhulenge, Bhulegi Wo Barsat Ki Raat, was a beautiful track. I learned that song on this Magic Sing. So I bought this maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years back or something like that. I think it is still good to go, right? And some of them are good in that Magic Sing. So now Magic Sing is now called as Persang, Persang, and it is being manufactured in Malaysia. So I will now request Archana ji to show the two variation models of karaoke kit which is available on Amazon. So I can ask her to show the first one, which looks like a mic, which is also the latest avatar of Magic Sing, the latest generation you can call it, right? So the advantage with Magic Sing or Persang is that it will give you the score. I mean, for what it's worth. At least you will feel happy when it says you have scored 80 out of 100, है कि नहीं? तो जरा motivation जैसा हो जाता है, and it is good and it makes you feel good, right? But the score is not really based on your singing, but in terms of how you're, it is just a little roughly calculated, because it goes by whether you are able to meet the tal broadly and things like that, right? So, but anyway, for a beginner, it should be good. Okay, for a beginner, I am sure it should be very good start, and I don't think it's very expensive. Haan ji, Archana ji, you can show the first Persang image. It's a screenshot from Amazon. Archana? Are you trying to do it, Archana? Yeah, you are saying that you are sharing Archana Thawale's screen. Fine. Last time also she had a problem with her laptop, she was telling me. Archana, can you speak? Okay, so what we will do, we will wait for her to come on screen, but anyway, we will move on, right? So, I had also, for your benefit, done some research online to list out maybe 20 songs which have been listed as the easiest songs to sing on karaoke. Okay, so I'll just kind of go through the list. I'm not going to waste too much time on this, just to give you a flavor of the kind of songs. I have chosen both male, female and all kinds of songs. So I'll just read it out so that you just get a jhalak of it, and if something appeals to you, you can note it down also, or you can make a mental note of it. Haji, there she is. So this is the same thing, but it's a latest avatar and it costs 7,000 rupees on Amazon, right? So it is called Persang Karaoke New Revolution PK-8164 wired karaoke microphone karaoke track by MP3 or whatever. So naturally they are all, yes, that is also there. They are MP3 tracks. That means, it will only be the screen and the words will go. So they have made a kind of a, what can I say? Some kind of their own arrangement that you can actually see and they give you the numbering also. They give you 4, 3, 2, 1. Dil ka bhavar, that kind of a thing. So they do have a timing also which they give you. So this is one option which is at about 7,000 rupees. Yeah. Archana, can you show us the second one? In the meanwhile, I'll continue to talk. So the 20 easiest songs on karaoke are Jab Koi Baat Bigad Jaye, which I showed in the last session. चल के तुझे फ्रॉम दूर गगन की छाँव में, गिव मी सम सनशाइन फ्रॉम 3 इडियट्स, बेकरार करके हमें फ्रॉम 20 साल बाद, वक्त ने किया फ्रॉम कागज़ के फूल, दिल के अरमा आंसुओं में, दिल के अरमा आंसुओं में बह गए फ्रॉम निकाह, ये समा है ये प्यार का फ्रॉम जब जब फूल खिले, एक प्यार का नगमा है फ्रॉम शोर, चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत फ्रॉम चलते चलते, सारंगा तेरी याद में फ्रॉम सारंगा, रात कली एक ख्वाब में फ्रॉम बूढ़ा मिल गया, गुलाबी आंखें फ्रॉम द ट्रेन, जब प्यार किया तो डरना क्या फ्रॉम मुगल आज़म, या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों फ्रॉम अनुपमा, है अपना दिल तो आवारा फ्रॉम 16वां साल, अजीब दास्तां है ये फ्रॉम दिल अपना और प्रीत पराई. कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी फ्रॉम परिणीता. Yeah, sorry. This is the second equipment. Surprisingly, it is cheaper than the previous one. It is at 4,200 rupees with a 22% discount. It says Persang Karaoke Mercury wireless Bluetooth portable outdoor speaker, right? So you will have to check it out, because this could only be a speaker for your Persang. So it could be 6,900 or whatever plus 4,000. I am not very sure. But the point is, this is a speaker which could be affordable. That way I actually tried to show you. Okay. So I'll be showing you much more number of equipment during the next session, which is actually meant for the audio visual equipment for karaoke, which is a detailed session actually. So this session is more about how to sing now. So we are getting into this real thing about how to sing. So I just wanted to cover some quick ground on karaoke, because last time we kind of exceeded the time and things like that. Okay. So I was at कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी from परिणीता. जलते हैं जिसके लिए from बरसात की रात. मैंने तेरे लिए ही 7 रंग के सपने चुने फ्रॉम और कहीं दूर जब दिन ढल जाए फ्रॉम आनंद. एंड सुहाना सफ़र और ये मौसम हंसी. I may be biased because these are mostly male singer oriented songs, but please bear with me. We can always do some one-to-one and we can identify some more songs. Many of Geeta Dutt songs are quite doable. Some of Lata Mangeshkar songs, Lata ji, may your soul rest in peace. Some of Lata Mangeshkar songs are of course doable, many are not doable. Let me be very fair about it. Some of Asha Bhosle are doable and many are not doable, etc., etc. Okay, now we move on quickly. So I just want to give you this punch dialogue once again for those who might have missed, because I am getting WhatsApp messages from individuals on an individual basis, not in the group, saying that sir, जवाब नहीं sir, वो running train का जो example आपने दिया था, इससे बढ़िया तो कोई analogy हो ही नहीं सकता. That's what somebody has written. Okay. So I was saying that to get on to a karaoke track is like getting on to a running train in Mumbai. Right? So if you get onto it without any hassle, without one leg stumbling out or you trying to find it difficult to get into the track, then I think you are on. You can carry on with the track. But therefore, it is very important to jump into the track at the right time, right? Meaning in a graceful way, of course, and things like that. Okay. So karaoke track is like getting into a running train, is what I was mentioning. Okay. And the second thing which I want to re-emphasize is the quality of the track, because some tracks are not produced well. They start with a jarring sound and it spoils the effect that you want to have on the audience and things like that, and you yourself will feel very bad and apologetic that this karaoke track is sounding so bad. And because you will be amplifying it, right? We are going to talk about amplifiers and mixers in the next session, but you will be amplifying it. You are not listening to it on the earphone, so it will sound 200 times bigger, and so those small differences and small problems in the track will all get amplified. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, I think the point was also that let us not tamper with the scale, with the scale and the tempo of the song. Let's stick to the original to the extent possible. And the last thing we mentioned, I think, was that we have to be thorough with the music, including the prelude, the mukhda, the interlude, then the antaras, then again the interlude, then the antara, then the interlude or whatever, and the final mukhda. So we have to be very clear, very, very familiar, not only with the lyrics of the song, but also with the music part of it, so that we know where we have to really get into the running train. Okay, right. So now let's go into the tips for the song, for the singing. The first most important tip is to select the right song. Now you will ask me, sir, वो कैसे, sir, कैसे? That is the biggest question. कैसे, sir, select कर सकते हैं, etc. So for that, I have some principles which I have kept in mind, which I practice. So I will be happy to share with you. But selecting a song that you are comfortable with is the primary mantra of starting to sing. And I gave you 20 songs. It doesn't matter, you can sing a male song, you can sing a female song also. For example, Lata Mangeshkar ji presented a song to Kishore Kumar ji on his birthday, which is nothing but Ye Jeevan Hai, which Kishore Kumar has himself sung in Piya Ka Ghar. So she sang it in her own way and presented it to him as a recording from HMV. So that was a gift. So ladies can sing male songs and gents can sing female songs, for practice at least, and even for a program. I don't think there is anything, nobody is going to stand up and say, "Arey, how can you sing Lata Mangeshkar ji song when you should sing Rafi ji song, not Lata Mangeshkar." No, nobody is going to say that, as long as you sing it well, right? So what is the principle? The bhav or the emotion, the pitch or the shruti or the scale, and the beat or the tal or the tempo. These three we have to keep in mind and select a song with which we are comfortable. Now, the second mantra linked to that, linked to the first one, that which is to sing the song with which you are comfortable, is again a phenomenal punch dialogue that I am giving. Okay? And the punch dialogue is this: the song which you like, LIKE, the song जो आपको बहुत बहुत पसंद है, may not necessarily be the song which you can sing well. Let me repeat. This is I have been a judge. By God's grace and by the blessings of elders, I have got opportunities to sit as a judge over programs, including season 5 of Seniors Have Talent. But let me tell you that the first mistake that the singer makes is to select the wrong song. The first mistake that a good singer makes, I am qualifying my sentence. If the first mistake that a good singer who would have otherwise scored well and done well, the first mistake he or she makes is to select the wrong song. Baiju Bhavra, हे भगवान, हे भगवान, नहीं चाहिए अपने को. Okay? I mean, it's a song which I will play every day morning as a prayer. I don't mind, but I cannot sing. Please excuse me. Are we humble enough to accept that? First of all, we have to touch our own ego and say, yaar, you tell yourself like this, तुमसे नहीं हो सकता भैया, don't select. Don't be trying to prove something to the world. First prove to yourself. Okay? So this is a humbling lesson that I am telling you right in the beginning, that select a song with which you are comfortable and not a song which you like. So what is the third principle linked to the first two principles? What is the first principle? Select a song that you are comfortable with. What is the second principle? The song which you like may not be the song which you are going to sing well. So what is the mantra or the principle or the rationale behind it? Two Sanskrit words which we use in yoga. Two Sanskrit words which we use in yoga are very much applicable here for karaoke singing. What is the first yoga principle? Sukham. What is the meaning of Sukham in Sanskrit? Be comfortable. Are you going to try to sing Baiju Bhavra by tearing your throat fiber and try to prove to the world that मुझसे भी हो सकता है, I am also equally like Rafi? Are you going to prove that to the world? कुछ फायदा है क्या? So what is the first principle? Sukham. Be comfortable. आराम का मामला है, अंदर का मामला है, आराम का मामला है. डॉलर बनियान एडवर्टाइजमेंट, आराम का मामला है. More important, what is the second Sanskrit principle of yoga? Sthiram. Not like this, कि डोल गया. गाना गाते गाते, kind of, he started stumbling. Are you going to be doing that? Are we going to make a fool of ourselves in public? कि मैंने out of bravado, I chose some song. अरे मेरे से भी हो सकता है, क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? I have attended the sessions of GD Sharma. अभी मुझसे तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. I can sing any song. I didn't say that, but he is saying that. And so he takes up a song, bravado, goes to the public, tries the song, and falters and fumbles and falls. I have seen. Personally, I have seen people struggling, stumbling. So what are the two principles? Sukham. And what is the second principle? Same, sthiram. Be stable. Be comfortable and be stable in your singing. Don't try to choose some Asha Bhosle song which is like some, not necessary. Not necessary. Don't choose Pucho na kaise maine when we have to sing Aa chal ke tujhe first. Right? In other words, it is a kind of a management principle, because I also take classes, or maybe my, aadat se majboor hu maybe, right? So what is the management principle? Move from simple to the complex. Start the simple first, take baby step, then you take a giant step. Move from simple to the complex. Don't take complex step first and then fall down and then stumble and then make a unnecessary joke of yourself. Right? What is the second management principle? Familiar to the unfamiliar. Go from a song with which you are familiar, which you have heard 100 times, 200 times, 1 lakh times. Maybe a song which you have sung for your child. In my case, it is Chanda O Chanda, which I started singing when I was in college, when I was in school. I used to sing it for my niece to put her to sleep. Right? Now that song I am so familiar with, every BGM, every tone, every violin, whatever may be used, I am familiar with it. So let me start from Chanda O Chandana. And it's a simple song anyway. Right? So these are the three starting principles of how to sing and how to be careful to start your singing. Now let me give you a disclaimer, which I should have done in the beginning. In this group of seniors today who are all participating, I have a problem. That is, I have people like Sriram Iyengar who are all, like veterans. He just did a program 2 days back, right? Or there are others, for example, some of my colleagues and, acquaintances who may be doing programs in public, knowing exactly what I am saying and all that. So for them it will be like, "Arey yaar, GD Sharma is like too much, kya bore kar raha hai yaar? अरे जो हम जानते हैं उसको बताने से क्या फ़ायदा, right? But please don't take it that way. There are people who, I am told, have to start from scratch. So I have to play a level playing field with everybody. So kindly bear with me, some of you experts and like ustads who are all present here. I don't know whether I am even capable of telling you anything. But please bear with me, because whatever I say may be too basic, too rudimentary for you. But for others it is gems, it seems. Because they are just waiting for such sessions and they are saying, "Wah, क्या बात है, क्या preparation है, क्या what all things you are telling sir, so many things, इसमें इतना कुछ है, अभी हम समझ रहे हैं, यानी how deep is this ocean that we are all trying to swim into, right?" So kindly bear with me if I may sound too plain or if I may sound too complex. The third principle or the third thing that we need to remember is that our gala is our machine. So we must respect it, we must protect it. For example, yesterday I was in Bangalore and my granddaughter told me that, "Granddad, you please take me to a frozen yogurt shop in Bangalore, frozen yogurt." And she said, "No, you must have with me." I said, "No, I cannot have frozen yogurt with me because tomorrow I have a session." Oh, sorry. Then she understood, because she also sings and she also, let's say, follows me, meaning tries to find out what all I do, etc. So she said, "I understand, Granddad, I understand. So I will have, if you don't mind." I said, "Please have." Right? So I bought for them, I bought for my family, but I didn't have. Because in my case, I am not SP Balasubramanian. SPB used to say, it seems, "Arey, I have everything. I have no problems. I will take an ice cream now and go for a recording." अरे बाप रे बाप, हम तो SPB नहीं हैं, उनके पैर का धूल भी नहीं हो ना, ठीक है ना? So we are all ordinary human beings. We must know our throat. If I take anything which hurts my throat, I should not take. Not permanently, but at least if I know that चलो 4 दिन के बाद मेरा एक प्रोग्राम है, कुछ महफिल है, या फिर कल मेरा सीनियर्स टुडे का प्रोग्राम है, I should at least take that much care, because then that is your wealth, that is your machine, right? And so you must be able to, you must hydrate it regularly. You must hydrate it regularly. यानी छोटा छोटा chota chota small mouthfuls, once in a while, just to. And if you can hydrate it regularly by taking regular bouts of water, and that too warm water, and preferably even warmer water than what you normally can tolerate, then it's even better. It's even better. Having a salt water gargling just before going to sleep is another very good technique, not only for fighting Omicron, but also to prevent your throat, right? Salt water gargling with a little bit of warm or / hot water is very good, actually, right? And so voice culture is something that, Mr. Vaidyanathan in Sarigama Pa used to do. He charges a bomb, but you don't have to spend that money. You can just take care of your voice. So what does my granddaughter tell me? This is where I want to quote her, actually. She's just 11 years old. What does she tell me? She's learning Carnatic music. So what does she tell me in Tamil? She says, Tata, you must never sing in Vadyar choral. The meaning of Vadyar choral is that, there are these Shastris and Purohits and Pandits who come to your house to recite some prayers, or do some yajna, or do some puja for you. And their throat, their voice delivery is such that nearby 2 buildings can hear them. That is not the voice in which you are supposed to sing, she is to tell me. Which means, like, I can't sing, Dil ka bhavar kare pukar, pyar ka raag suno, pyar ka raag suno re ho. Even now I am straining. Why should I strain? And how does Muhammad Rafi sing it? Dil ka bhavar kare pukar, pyar ka raag suno, pyar ka raag suno re ho. Dil ka bhavar kare pukar. So there has to be some tenderness, not because it is Rafi's song, even Kishore Kumar's song. There has to be some tenderness. So you have to bring down your voice, bring it up to a manageable range, and then deliver it. Right? And when you hold back your voice, because some of us are shy, so what happens is we don't sing with our voice through. We sing, Dil ka bhavar kare pukar. So I am restricting, I'm holding back. Dil ka bhavar kare pukar. Then I can't even modulate. I can't even bring the sangatis, right? So then don't hold back, but at the same time don't shout. Now how do you draw the balance? Don't hold back, don't shout, but at the same time you have to deliver your voice. You have to deliver. Now as I am saying deliver, I am delivering. You have to deliver your voice. You have to deliver. That doesn't mean I have to shout. You have to deliver your voice. No. You have to deliver your voice. You have to deliver your voice. Right? You have to deliver your voice. So voice delivery is very important, and that comes with practice, and not because I have a mic. Mic will only amplify. Mic will not help you to deliver your voice. Right? So these are all, it is like teaching swimming, as I said, in a classroom. Abhi pani to nahi hai, main kya karu abhi, right? So let us learn as much theory as possible anyway. The other way of culturing your voice is to get up in the morning, clear your throat, drink some hot water, brush your teeth, all of that, and then sing sa pa sa, which is used in Carnatic music or even Hindustani music perhaps, saying sa pa. That means 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. Pa sa. That is, sa pa sa pa sa sa pa sa pa sa pa sa. That means 1 2 3 3 2 1, 1 2 3 3 2 1, but holding it. Sa sa. That will help you to possibly build some stamina also. Now there are very good, excellent YouTube based voice training programs, including Western. There are some Western classical singers who actually do on YouTube. There are channels provided by them where they teach you soprano, octaves and all of that, and say, that level of octaves and all that also they help you to reach. So that they are saying that you are trying to open up your chords. You are trying to open up your chords. So you are trying to sing. Even when you sing sa re ga ma pa da ni sa sa sa, you can do that vibrato also, right? Trying to bring that thoda sa kuch, which is very famous, which Talat Mahmood Saab does, right? All the singers do, but Talat Mahmood Saab is a king of reverberations, right? So the idea is that we do some kind of just like we do physical exercises, can we do some vocal exercises? I think that is the purpose. I am not a voice trainer, I am not a classical singer or anything, but I can just tell you that these are things that some people do. I have found one particular person, again I don't want to name him now for obvious reasons, whose some of the lessons I have actually downloaded and kept so that I can listen to it when I am free. I don't have to go to YouTube necessarily and all that. I will share those names also with you as soon as this session is over. Maybe tomorrow I will share those names so that you can go there, listen to them and say that how do you open your voice, how do you sing, how do you practice for singing, etc., etc. So sapasa and voice culture, hydration are some of the immediate techniques. Now, one very important thing which immediately puts the audience off. You may be a very good singer, fine. You may have got all the tal and the shruti and the pitch and everything correct. You may be even getting onto the train perfectly. But if you are not going to pronounce, if your diction is not good, and particularly in the songs of the golden era of Hindi music, which is 50s, 60s and 70s, had a generous helping of Urdu words. Most of the lyricists were all, they were of that category, right? I don't want to name any religion and all of that, right? They were very, very proficient in Urdu, let me put it that way, right? And so whether it is Kaifi Azmi or whoever it is, I mean everybody other than Sahir Ludhianvi or somebody, except maybe a couple of them, Rajinder Kishan and things like that, but all the others were all, but even they would write phenomenal poetry in Urdu, right? So as you will know that, on a particular meeting, initial meeting with thespian Dilip Kumar, with Lata Mangeshkar, when he heard Lata Mangeshkar doing her recording, and it was for one of his movies, there is an anecdote which says that Dilip Kumar Saab, after the recording or after the practice, maybe when they were all going back home or whatever, Dilip Kumar Saab mentioned to in a very jocular way, or even to take a dig at Lata Mangeshkar, mentioned that if this is how Lata Mangeshkar ji is going to pronounce her words, then we have to look for another singer, right? And Lata Mangeshkar ji took that comment very, very seriously, and I think on her way home, she decided, in the train on her way back home, she decided that she is going to get solid, serious Urdu training under a Urdu teacher. Right? And the rest, as they say, is history. The rest, as they say, is history. Dilip Kumar ji became a close friend, and they were considered brother and sister of Lata Mangeshkar ji, and they were like brother and sister. And Dilip Kumar Saab, it seems, later on applauded her and adored her, and even publicly in some filmfare function has greatly praised her, saying that what a person she is. I mean, how much effort she has put in on her diction and on her own pronunciation and things like that, because she is a Maharashtrian Goan, right? And so you would imagine how their pronunciation can be. Suresh Wadkar was my classmate in BCom Honors in Bombay, and I know he used to sing only Marathi songs, because in a competition I had to compete with him, and I sang Kuch To Log Kahenge from Amar Prem, and he sang a Marathi classical song. Obviously the first prize would have gone to him, but that year they suddenly decided that why not we have a separate prize for Hindi and a separate prize for Marathi, and so I got the first prize for Hindi and he got the first prize for Marathi. So that notice board notice is still with me. It's precious. It's very, very precious to me. So the point I am trying to make is not about saying that I got the first prize, but to say that diction is very, 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 very important. As important as your quality of singing. Because I mean, for example, from the 1949 movie Dulari, Suhani Raat Dhal Chuki. Now, if you can't get those words correctly pronounced, you have a problem, major problem in Suhani Raat Dhal Chuki, right? Because there is this kha, right? As Rafi Saab has said, that kha is not from your mouth, it is from your throat and below that. Kha, right? So khair, right? Or whatever, right? So diction is very important, and especially for I have no reservation in saying that, especially for South Indians, and of course for Bengalis or for whoever, right? It can be a major problem. It can be a major problem. So pronunciation and diction, or accent as it is called, is very, very important. We have to be accent neutral, right? The next principle is what my very close friend who stays in the 4th floor of my apartment, the music director, Mr. Bharadwaj. So he is very famous for this movie called Autograph, where he sang the song Nyabagam Varde, and he is also the composer for that movie. So he was the chief guest for one of our programs, and he said that the landing or the takeoff and the landing, just as it is very important for a flight, it is as important for a singer as it is important for a flight. So what does he mean by takeoff and landing? Takeoff is when you so I'm going to combine the plane and the train, right? So using my example of train and his example of plane, the takeoff is when you actually get into the moving train in a very, very smooth fashion. How do you move into the moving train in a very, very smooth fashion, right? And landing is how do you get off from a moving train in a very, very smooth, absolute seamless fashion, or how do you land a plane without even feeling that you have actually landed. I mean, sometimes when we are sitting the flight, we actually realize that, oh my God, what a smooth landing that was. Or it could be the other way around, when you actually get a jerk and you are actually thrown to the front of the seat and you say, my God, I will never come by this flight again, right? So takeoff and landing is very important. We will see some demos of it very soon. The second, of course, is that I have just put a sentence here again, a very dramatic sentence, saying that we should be able to give a breathtaking performance by taking the correct breath. We should be able to take a breathtaking performance by correct breathtaking. How do you like that sentence, right? So have you ever, I can challenge you, can you tell me that in a particular song you have listened to Lata Mangeshkar taking her breath, or you have heard Mr. Kishore Kumar taking a breath, or Mr. Muhammad Rafi taking a breath and saying, yeah, in this place where he ends this word, he has taken his breath. Can you please point it out to me? It is not possible. It is not possible unless you become a very, very observant singer, where you are hearing a song for 100 times, and maybe in the 99th time you may be able to say that, in this place Rafi Saab has taken his breath. Yes, in some songs he has to take the breath earlier, because the next word and the connecting line is connected with some sangati. So then he has to draw that breath in order to be able to do that sangati. Right? We will try and talk about it. Some of you may already be knowing what I'm talking about, so some of my very good expert friends can also give me some suggestions. Right? The point I'm trying to make is that we have to know exactly where we should take the breath, so that it does not sound obvious to the audience, saying that, "Arey yaar, this guy, uska to pura almost we are able to hear him breathing." Whereas in today's singing in 2010, 2020, it is very fashionable to show your breath. It is very fashionable for your breath to be heard while singing and all that. But that was not the case during the 1950s, 60s and the 70s. And the next very important point is to use a count. Okay? So I told you that when the song goes, Dil ka bhavar kare pukar, pyar ka raag suno, प्यार का राग सुनो रे So this is the beat. So are you able to take a tal first? Are you able to do a tal on your thigh with your right leg, or with your left hand batting on the left thigh, or the right hand batting on the right thigh, saying that Dil ka bhavar kare pukar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dil ka bhavar kare pukar. So I'll show you a kind of a demo just now, right? I'll show you a demo just now. A very good track, unfortunately. I mean, I just picked it up because I was in a hurry. So this may not be one of the best tracks. I have an audio track which is almost original quality. So I play that but with my words. But I wanted to just quickly demo this for you. Now as it starts, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I have actually named it. Just see. 1, 2, 3, 4. दिल का भंवर करे पुकार, प्यार का राग सुनो, प्यार का राग सुनो रे। 1, 2, 3, 4. दिल का भंवर करे पुकार, प्यार का राग सुनो, प्यार का राग सुनो रे। 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. प्यार गुलाब का क्या जवाब आपका, जो अदा है वो बहार है। आज दिल की बेकही आ गई जुबान पर, रात ये है तुमसे प्यार है। दिल तुम्ही को दिया रे, प्यार का राग सुनो रे। ओ दिल का भंवर करे पुकार, प्यार का राग सुनो, प्यार का राग सुनो रे। 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. कोई तुम मिटाना पर न तुम गिराना, आंसू की तरह निगाह से। प्यार की ऊंचाई, इश्क की गहराई, पूछ लो हमारी आह से। आसमां छू लिया रे, प्यार का राग सुनो रे। So what am I doing? What am I doing? I am counting from 1, 2, 3, 4. So the options are either at the 4 you start from the prelude. After the 4, dil ka 1, 2, 3, 4, dil ka bhavar. So you start from the prelude with 4. Or normally you can count up to 8 or 12 or 16. All multiples of 4 in the BGM, which is the interlude. Interlude, right? Let me show you another example. Watch now, watch me now. 1, 2, 3, 4. डम डम डिगा डिगा मौसम भीगा भीगा, डम डम डिगा डिगा मौसम भीगा भीगा। बिन पिए मैं तो गिरा, मैं तो गिरा, मैं तो गिरा। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। डम डम डिगा डिगा मौसम भीगा भीगा, बिन पिए मैं तो गिरा, मैं तो गिरा, मैं तो गिरा। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। वॉच इट। 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, अदा वाह वाह क्या बात है तेरी अदा, अरे तेरी अदा वाह वाह क्या बात है। अखियां झुकी झुकी बातें रुकी रुकी, अखियां झुकी झुकी बातें रुकी रुकी, देखो लुटेरा आज लुट गया। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। टू दम दिगा दिगा मौसम भीगा भीगा, बिन पिए मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, है अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। वॉच दिस 1 2 3 12 ओके 7 8 9 10 11 12। सनम हम माना गरीब है। If that was not clear, I'll go back because I was speaking in the middle. Okay, watch this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12। सनम हम माना गरीब है सनम हम, ए जी सनम हम माना गरीब है। नसीबा खोटा सही बंदा छोटा सही, नसीबा खोटा सही बंदा छोटा सही, दिल ये खजाना है प्यार का। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। डम डम डिगा डिगा मौसम भीगा भीगा, बिन पिए मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, है अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। नाउ वी काउंट 1 Now watch this. See now instead of counting 12, you can count last 4. Okay, I'll just come back 1 second. Let this antara be over. मौसम भीगा भीगा, बिन पिए मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा मैं तो गिरा। है अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, है अल्लाह सूरत। आई एम नॉट काउंटिंग फ्रॉम 1 to 8 now. Wait, जाने दो। तेरी कसम तू मेरी जान है, हाय तेरी कसम, हाय तेरी कसम तू मेरी जान है। मुखड़ा भोला भाला छुप के डाका डाला, मुखड़ा भोला भाला छुप के डाका डाला, जाने तू कैसी मेहमान है। हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह। Okay, so that is the beauty of the counting. So what is happening when you do the counting? You are also keeping the tal so that you don't miss it, and so you will be able to get into the train on time correctly, right? So 1 2 3 4 dum dum diga diga. Okay, whatever, right? Now there can be other such songs also. For example, I think there is some wedding function going on outside or some barat is happening, so don't mind that, but I think my mic will not pick that up, I hope. Now look at this song. Now this is a slow prelude. 1 2 3 तेरी प्यारी प्यारी सूरत को किसी की नजर ना लगे, चश्मे बद्दू 2 3 4। तेरी प्यारी प्यारी सूरत को किसी की नजर ना लगे, चश्मे बद्दू 2। मुखड़े को छुपा लो आंचल में, कहीं मेरी नजर ना लगे, चश्मे बद्दू I just let it go purposely to give you the tal, okay? La 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 la. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. यूं न अकेले फिरा करो, सबकी नजर से डरा करो. यूं न अकेले फिरा करो, सबकी नजर से डरा करो. फूल से ज्यादा नाजुक हो तुम, चाल संभल कर चला करो. जुल्फों को गिरा लो गालों पर, मौसम की नजर ना लगे. चश्मे बद 1, 2, 3, 4. तेरी प्यारी प्यारी सूरत को किसी की नजर ना लगे. चश्मे बद्दू. So different songs have different tal, obviously, right? So you can count from the last 4 also. 4, 3, 2, 1. एक झलक जो पाता है. I just go back again. 4, 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever, right? Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. एक झलक. So 4 is the timing. 5th one you take. 4. एक झलक जो. Okay. So that is the kind of thing. It could take you a little bit of time to start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Better to practice a song right from the beginning and count up to 12. And then take off for the song, right? So that is why it's called as take off, right? So let me go back to the last few more principles of the singing or whatever. 1 or 2 more important things I do have. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is a very important क्या बोलते हैं उसको, technique for the singer. 1, 2, 3, 4. एक झलक, that kind of a thing, okay? And as I told you, please continue to listen to the original song. You don't have to do all the harkatein which Mohammad Rafi Sahab does or anybody does, but at least you can see how he has sung it. ठीक है ना? So at least the main song, यानी the 90% of the song, you should be able to pick it up by continuous listening. Because some place you may have to listen again कि इस जगह पे how does Rafi Sahab sing? How does So it's very important because you will know the technique and the approach adopted by the singer. Okay? And the next point is practice. Riyaz is a must. There is no escape from practice. There is no escape from practice. If you are not practicing, you are fooling yourself. And please don't think that अरे I can sing, put up your collar and sing, अरे मैं तो गा सकता हूँ यार, मेरे को practice कुछ नहीं चाहिए, right? And here I am telling you one more thing which I have learnt out of experience. If you are using a particular track for your program or for your family program or something, use the same track. Because at the last minute you go for some other track of the same song, it may not suit you. It may not suit you because that track could be 0.5% higher scale, or it may start at the wrong place, or something can go wrong. So please keep your track with you. Select a track with which you are comfortable and keep it in your playlist. Open a folder. बारात तो जमा रहा हो तो. Okay, so open a folder and keep your song tracks which you like, which you are comfortable with in that folder. Okay, and as I said earlier, download or rather copy paste the lyrics of the song Go to the original song, check whether the lyrics are correct, whether the lyrics are matching with the original, and keep that Word file or a PDF file, whatever it is, with you. Again, it should be along with the track, it should be kept in the same folder, right? If it is Dil Ka Bhavar and if the song number is 6, then what I do is that if Dil Ka Bhavar is 6th song, then I name the Word file as 6A, so that it doesn't go down the playlist, because a Word file can be different from an audio file. So in terms of arrangement, all the audio files will come at the top, Word file will go down, or Word file will go at the top, audio file will come down. At the last minute, when you want to search for the lyric, you won't get it. So please name the track 101, and so the lyrics file which is connected to the track should be named as 1A, so that 1 and 1A will always be together, right? So these are things I have learned, and we have all learned through experience, by mistakes, and by kind of having some embarrassing moments in front of audience long back. Okay, so keeping lyrics handy and checking the lyrics with the original is a must. Okay, and maybe one last point, which is always get feedback. Always be open to feedback. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, कोई एतराज़ नहीं होना चाहिए आपके मन में कि मैं कैसे फीडबैक लूँ यार, who is he to tell me and all that. Please, no, nothing like that. Your wife, your husband, your sister, your grandfather, your father, your cousin sister can give you feedback. Your colleague, your friend, your best friend can give you feedback. Your children can give you feedback, saying, "Arey, mommy, that place you're not, you made a mistake." And children are very good observers, right? And a song, if it sounds good, they will tell you it sounds good. Okay, so feedback, like everything in life, is very important. Never be shy of feedback. कि वो क्या सोचेंगे, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, बस. That's all. So don't worry about criticism, but take feedback. Okay. So I think I am through. So I would now request. Now we have to hear from the big legends. Okay, from the big legends. So I will now request Archana ji to first play Sonu Nigam's interview, which is a very short one. Very short one. Yeah. Please listen to it carefully. Put the volume full. नहीं वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रहा, नहीं यार वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रहा है. हाँ, वॉल्यूम का प्रॉब्लम है ना. गांधी भाई को ऐसा लगता है कि मोटी बहन अपने पिता का साथ देने के लिए उसको पकड़वा के केक खाने को बहुत बरस. No, Sonu Nigam is actually talking about bhav. I mean, how to do your expressions. Okay, so I hope we can hear the audio. Otherwise, sad situation. Yeah, can you just?
So let me start again.
Yeah, please do that.
It was a beautiful net practice. I enjoyed the time of learning. I enjoyed learning how to express, how to say phool, how to say josh, how to say khab. Yes. So muskura. So I knew I got to learn from his songs. There's a beautiful song I was singing this morning, Rafi Sahab. तू मेरे सामने है, तेरी जुल्फें हैं खुली, तेरा आंचल है ढला 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 है. ये भी कर सकता है. तेरा आंचल है ढला. गाना खत्म हो जाएगा आपको. तेरा आंचल है ढला, मैं भला होश में. ये भी कर सकते हैं आप. बट क्या किया है, मैं भला होश में कैसे रहूं होश में, कैसे रहूं, ऐसे दिया है. This is how he expressed it. कैसे रहूं, कैसे रहूं. कितनी भी हरकत मार लो, कुछ भी कर लो आप, जब कैसे रहूं, अगर आपने ये कह के नहीं दिखाया गाने के आवाज में, then you're not a singer. This is what I learned from music. It's him.
But it's the way you explain it, that it could be this, but it could be this, and the different thing. Yeah.
Because I knew that एक चीज को कितनी तरीके से गाया जा सकता है. You could express one line in so many different ways, and then there's some genius who comes and who taught him. Today we have his had his cassettes, now CDs and all. We have so much references today. How did these guys learn all this? Who taught Mohammed Rafi to express like this? छू लेने दो नाजुक होंठ, नाजुक को नाजुक बोलना है.
तो नाजुक बोलना.
छू लेने दो नाजुक होठों, ये भी सकता है यहाँ पे. छू लेने दो नाजुक, ये भी because he was a drunkard, no? But to keep the right balance, छू लेने दो ना. So he's sounding a drunkard also. He's sounding someone who is jilted in love, who's angry also. Who taught these guys this balance? And I cry. When I think about all this, the genius of Kishore Kumar ji, when I listen to his songs, Lata ji, Asha ji, Manna Dey Sahab, Hemant Kumar ji, पुकार लूं, कितनी शराफत है ये शराफत. ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल में, कोई गंवार आदमी गा रहा है, ऐसा लगता है कोई गाँव का है. नदी मिले सागर में. So when I analyze these guys, I cry alone. I feel this has to be just divine blessing. You cannot acquire this talent in this birth. You have to be born with this. And so you're witnessing, experiencing God through that music. And if you can see it, then you're blessed. I am.
I completely agree with you, completely agree. And like
Beautiful. So that was about expression and bringing the feeling and getting into the skin, as they call it, right? And he has rightly expressed that beautifully, right? And what songs? Chhu lene do nazuk honto ko. My God, phenomenal songs, right? There are all of them are like that. Okay, so now let's listen quickly some variety of tips which mostly I would have covered, but I want you to hear from the God's mouth, please. Next video, please. Yeah, this will be very good. हाँ जी.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब भी किया है रियाज़, और मैंने बहुत बचपन से म्यूज़िक की साधना शुरू की, और 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 घंटे दिन के एज अ चाइल्ड ऑल्सो आई हैव डन रियाज़. सो आई फील रियाज़ का सबसे बड़ा गोल आपको लाइफ में सेट करना है कि आपकी जो वोकल क्वालिटी है, आपका जो रेंज है. अगर आप क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक सीख रहे हैं, बहुत बहुत अच्छी बात है. क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक से आपका फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग होता है, आपकी वॉइस में ईज़ आ जाती है, एफर्टलेस सिंगिंग आ जाती है, और आप जो सोच रहे हैं वो गा सकते हैं, आपका वो सुर लग सकता है. इसके लिए रियाज़ करना ज़रूरी है और क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक सीखना ज़रूरी है. आई बिलीव दैट. एंड मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत जल्दबाजी नहीं होनी चाहिए. एक गोल बनाइए लाइफ में, जहाँ पे आपकी डिफ़िकल्टी है, जो सुर नहीं लग रहे हैं, चाहे वो सरगम हो, चाहे वो एक टुकड़ा आप ले लें जो भी सरगम का है, या कोई भी एक डिफ़िकल्ट बंदिशी हो, या उसके जो लयकारी है, जो भी आपसे हो नहीं रहा है, वो ही टुकड़ा ले और उस पर 1 महीना आप पूरा उसी में डेडिकेट करें. तब जाके उसमें परफेक्शन आती है. एंड आई हैव सीन, ये मेरा ही एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, जितने अच्छे सिंगर्स हैं जिनको मैं बहुत मानती हूँ, मैंने उन सब से सीखा है, सबकी बातें सुनी है, सबका रियाज भी सुना है. एंड एवरीवन डज दैट. तब जाके वो तैयारी बनती है म्यूजिक की.
राइटिंग, पेंटिंग, सिंगिंग, प्लेइंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट, ये सब जज्बा है इसके अंदर, पर टेक्निक इतना है. टेक्निक बहुत है, उसमें फॉर्मूलाज है, किस तरह से आप अपने आप को तैयार कर सकते हैं, क्या कायदा है, क्या नहीं है, ये जरूरी. इट्स लाइक एक बैट्समैन, सुनील गावस्कर या सचिन तेंदुलकर या विश्वनाथ, एवरी स्ट्रोक उन्होंने पता नहीं कितने हजारों टाइम उन्होंने प्रैक्टिस किया है. और जब वो खेलते हैं बोलेंगे अरे क्या फ्लूइडिटी है. अरे वो फ्लूइडिटी के पीछे तो उन्होंने कितने साल कर दिया है उन्होंने। या रविशंकर जी उन्होंने कहा एक कॉन्सर्ट में कुछ सपाट लेके करके आए स्पीड में, तो कहा कि ये तो स्पॉन्टेनियस है मगर इसके पीछे बहुत रात में नहीं जागा। तो परिश्रम करना, टेक्निक्स, इट इज ऑल रोल्ड अप इनटू मेकिंग अ गुड आर्टिस्ट। वो सिर्फ मुझे गाना है और मेरे पास आवाज़ है, ठीक है आप गा सकते हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं है, मगर अगर ये सब आप ध्यान देंगे तो बहुत अच्छा।
अनिल दा ने मुझे बहुत सारी चीज़ें सिखाई, मतलब मैंने उनसे सीखी, उन्होंने शायद सिखाई नहीं हो पर मेरे दिमाग में वो बातें रहीं। जैसे गाने में सांस कहाँ छोड़नी चाहिए, कहाँ लेनी चाहिए, तो ये मैंने उनसे सीखा। यहाँ तक कि मैं माइक के सामने होती थी तो लोगों को पता भी नहीं चलता कि मैंने कहाँ सांस ली, कहाँ छोड़ी। ये मैंने उनसे सीखा। दूसरी बात मैंने उनसे ये सीखी कि कोई सुर लगाना है तो कितना मतलब फेड इन फेड आउट करना, ये मैंने उनसे सीखा, जो कि शायद और आर्टिस्टों ने उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया। मैंने ये चीज़ बहुत ध्यान से सीखी। गुलाम हैदर साहब से भी मैंने एक बात सीखी थी कि बोल बिल्कुल साफ होनी चाहिए, और दूसरी बात उसमें ये थी कि जहाँ बीट आता है वहाँ जो बोल आएगा उस पर थोड़ा सा जोर देना ताकि गाना एकदम
गाने में अपने जो क्वालिटी है, मेरिट्स है, वो दिखाने की जो तैयारी है वो गाना सीखने के बाद ही होती है। सीखा हुआ गायक और ऐसे ही गाने वाला गायक, इसमें तो फर्क होगा। तो इसका मूल जो है वो है क्लासिकल गाना। क्लासिकल सीखना बड़ा जरूरी है। क्लासिकल सीखे बिना माइक्रोफोन के सामने खड़ा होना जरा डिफिकल्ट होता है। फिर उसको किसी भी तरह का गाना मिले वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से गा सकता है।
Don't think there is a particular suggestion that anyone can give. कुछ मतलब there is no hard and fast rule कि ऐसा ही करना है, ऐसा करने से ऐसा होगा, वैसा करने से वैसा होगा, ऐसा रूल नहीं होता है। जितना मैंने सीखा है उस हिसाब से I have always understand from my guru कि as a singer गला important नहीं है। गला is basically your machine. You have that system inside you. और उसके बारे में नहीं सोचना है, उसको वार्म अप करना है। जैसे हम लोग लाइक एन एग्जाम्पल लाइक टू गिव, मेरे गुरुजी हमेशा बोलते थे कि आपको मैराथन करना है, आपको रेस करना है, तो आपको पहले तो आपका बॉडी का वार्म अप चाहिए सो दैट यू कैन रन। सो पैर के साथ साथ बॉडी का हर मसल्स, यू बेसिकली हैव टू बी एक्टिव एंड यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस। तो प्रैक्टिस से क्या होता है, आपका मसल्स जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है वो आ जाता है, एंड देन यू टारगेट इन योर ब्रेन। तो ये जो वार्म अप वाला सिचुएशन है, दिस इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट सिचुएशन, जहाँ पे आपको बिना कुछ सोचे जो भी आपका टीचर है उनको मतलब ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करना है। एंड यू नीड टू हैव अ टीचर, यू नीड टू हैव अ गुरु, और उनको फॉलो करते हुए यू हैव टू वार्म अप मेंटली ऑल्सो, यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, क्योंकि मैराथन सिर्फ ऐसे दौड़ने से नहीं होता। यू हैव टू हैव अ गोल, कहाँ पे मुझे कैसे सांस लेना है, कहाँ पे मुझे हर्डल्स क्रॉस करना है। सो इट्स अगर इसको एग्जैक्टली सिंगिंग में हम लोग ट्रांसफर करते हैं, इट्स बेसिकली दैट यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर योर थ्रोट, योर गला लाइक दैट, कि आप जब भी गाने का कोशिश करते हो यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक अबाउट यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक अबाउट एनीथिंग एल्स। आप दूसरी चीज़ों पर ध्यान दे सकते हो। आई थिंक बहुत नेचुरल प्रोसेस है ये। गले को अपने हिसाब से रेस्ट देना चाहिए, गले को उतना ज़्यादा पुश नहीं करना है कि आपका गला बैठ जा सकता है। आपको यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल अबाउट योर वॉइस, एंड एट द सेम टाइम अगर गला बैठा भी है यू कैन स्टिल सिंग, इट विल साउंड डिफरेंट। आपका जो टेक्सचर है गले का वो शायद एग्जैक्टली वैसा नहीं रहे जो नॉर्मली रहता है, बट यू कैन स्टिल सिंग, इट विल गिव अ डिफरेंट फ्लेवर एक्चुअली। गाना तो दिल से है, गाना दिमाग से। आपको कैलकुलेशन जो है, आपका टेक्निकल कैलकुलेशन, जो आप सुर का जो कैलकुलेशन है वो आप दिमाग से करते हो, और उसको नेचुरली आप प्रैक्टिस करके याद करते हो। उसके बाद यू फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट आल्सो। सो बेसिकली इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ अनलर्निंग थिंग्स। आपको यू हैव टू बी अ सिंगर, एट द सेम टाइम यू हैव टू बिकम अ नॉन सिंगर एंड डिलीवर।
एक सजेशन सब बच्चों को देना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि हम लोग भी कभी के बच्चे थे, हम भी तो बड़े हुए है ना। एक चीज़ का ख्याल हमेशा रखना, मेरा ये मानना है, जब किसी बड़े आदमी का गाना गा रहे हो ना, बड़ा आदमी क्या होता है, ये लोग बड़े लोग होते हैं जिन्होंने बहुत नाम कमाया, इज्जत कमाई है ना, जिनका अपने काम पर बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान रहा है। जब कोई बड़े लोग के गाना गाओ ना, उतना ही गाओ जितना वो पेश करके गए हैं। वो ऑलरेडी उतना ही कर जाओ ना पूरा, इस उम्र में वो काफ़ी है। उसके ऊपर ज़्यादा मत करके दिखाओ कि मतलब देखो उनसे ज़्यादा मुझे आता है। तो जब आप नुसरत फ़तेह अली खान से गाना गा रहे हैं, पहले उतना उसको पूरा पक्का कर लीजिए कि वो आदमी ने क्या गाया है। वो जब हाथ में आ जाए पूरा, उसके बाद एक थोड़ा सा और कहीं कलर मार दिया, एक आउटलाइन कर दी, ये कर दिया, समझे आप, है ना? तो ये ध्यान देना आप हमेशा, आप सब
संगीत में सबसे पहले सबसे उत्तम चीज़ होती है सुर। और आज मैं आपने जितने भी लिसनर्स हैं उन सबको एक छोटा सा एक लेसन देना चाहूँगा। आप सभी लोग समझदार हैं, लेकिन अगर गाने में पिच करेक्ट ना हो, सुर करेक्ट ना हो, तो गाना बिल्कुल असर नहीं करेगा। सुनने वाले को बिल्कुल भी मज़ा नहीं आएगा अगर आप सुर में नहीं हैं। कभी कभी क्योंकि आजकल टेक्नोलॉजी का ज़माना है और टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस हो गई है कि हम बेसुरा गा के भी उसको सुर में ला सकते हैं। लेकिन जब आप लाइव गाते हैं तो वहाँ ये फैसिलिटी नहीं है, वहाँ आप एक्सपोज हो जाएंगे। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि सबसे पहले पिचिंग करेक्ट होनी चाहिए, उसके बाद में, क्योंकि पिच करेक्ट होगा, सुर करेक्ट होगा, तो सुर के अंदर ही एक्सप्रेशंस भी छुपे हुए हैं। अब आप कोई भी गाना गाएंगे और गाने में आप पूरा तेरी गलियां, तो भी कोई भी गाना है, तू ना मिला, अगर पिच तू ना मिला, पिच गड़बड़ होगा तो वो एक्सप्रेशंस भी नहीं आएगा। अगर आप सुर में गा रहे हैं तो सुर में ही एक्सप्रेशंस होते हैं। अगर आपको सही सुर का रियाज करना है तो सबसे मेन चीज़ है तानपुरा, और तानपुरे पे अगर आप रियाज करेंगे तो आपका पिचिंग 440 हो जाएगा। लेकिन कई लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि जिनको अरे यार कौन मिलाएगा यार, तानपुरा आधा घंटा जाता है यार, ठीक है, फ़ोन से तानपुरा लेके, वो भी ठीक है, मैं भी करता हूँ वो, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से मैनुअल तानपुरे पे रियाज करना चाहिए। तभी आप इसकी जो जब आप मिलाते हैं तो मिलाते वक्त जो एक फ्रीक्वेंसी आपके कानों में जा रही है वो कहीं ना कहीं बैठ जाती है, और आप जब बंद भी हो जाएगा, जब आप इसको बंद करके रख भी देते हैं, कहीं ना कहीं वो एक आपके इर्द गिर्द घूमती रहेगी। मैं समझता हूँ मेरी इस बात से बहुत सारे लोग इत्तेफाक रखेंगे। ये देखिए, तो जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है आसपास घूम रही है।
द वॉइस जिम. The voice gym, I think, is it's a parallel example to any gym for maintaining the wellness of your body, or if you want to play a game, a sport. There are certain things, there are certain techniques that you need to use if you want to perform efficiently in that particular sport or whatever you do. Similarly, if you want to sing, I think the voice gym is beautiful. It teaches you techniques, it teaches you ways and means in which you can keep your voice maintained, or at least prevent it to a certain extent from being, destroyed by weather conditions or excessive screaming or, overexertion. So this course is very important for all singers, including me.
So I am very happy that Shankar Mahadevan is recommending this course to all of you. Anyway, it came like a godsend that at the end he's saying, all of you go through this course or whatever. I don't know. I'm certainly not claiming that, but I think it's a coincidence कि वो आखिर में यही कह रहे हैं कि आप लोग कुछ some course at least you attend and all that. So anyway, Suresh Wardkar, we did not take him too seriously कि Carnatic background, classical background होने चाहिए and all that. ठीक है, we'll try to sing. After all, we are here to sing to our pleasure and for our satisfaction primarily, but we want to learn a few things, so that's fine. So I am done with. Now what I want to know in the WhatsApp group, if possible, those of you who are not yet in the WhatsApp group can also please put in your numbers here in the chat box so that we can take it down. Madhura ji is the coordinator. She will take down your numbers and then include you in the WhatsApp group. The advantage is that we can do one-on-one talks, we can have conversation, and things like that. Now what I want to know is, next session is on the mic and the equipment and whatever, as inexpensive as possible. It all depends on your pocket size, right? It also depends on affordability and all that. But anyway, so we should know whether even a mobile is enough or a Bluetooth speaker is enough, etc. We will talk about that. But I also want to know that the session after that, which means today is 10th, so 17th is the session on the equipment and karaoke equipment and all of that, and therefore 24th we will have a small show, and I want some of you to volunteer, and each of us can present one song, please, to the best of your ability. We are singing for ourselves. In this, you don't have to bother about wo kya sochenge and what will other people think and all that. We'll just sing for our own entertainment, right? And so we'll also look at it as a finale. So we can have a chat, we can have some question and answers, just some experience sharing, and then we can also in between we can have one person to sing a song that is your favorite, using all the principles that we spoke about to the extent possible and up to your